Great. Hello, everyone. Um, I hope you can all hear me and see me. Um, my name is Jasmine. I'm from the QTemps team here at Queen Mary, and I'm just here today to present about QTemps and give you just a rough overview of who we are and what we do and how you can make the use of our service. So to begin with, if I can, yes. So overall, in just a quick overview, QTemps is our on-campus recruitment agency, which helps and allows for students and graduates alike to find temporary jobs on our campuses and within Queen Mary. Is everyone okay? Do we have? Yeah, everyone has joined. Okay. Yeah, so we help students and graduates find temporary jobs in a variety of different areas and sectors that they're interested in working in, or perhaps have little experience in and just want to gain some experience in that area. We have flexible hours, which means our jobs vary in how long they can, how many hours they can be each week. So we do have some that are 35 hours a week, which is a full-time role, which is perfect for, say, graduates. So if any of you are graduating at the end of the year and want to gain some experience or need a full-time role, these we also have 35-hour full-time roles. But for the students, we also have roles that vary in hours per week. So some we have like for 5 hours a week, and others we can go up to like 20 hours a week. It will never exceed over 20 hours, which I think is a big plus for QTemps because we ensure that you can have these jobs and work and earn money alongside studying and doing your exams and such. As I said earlier, the roles are majority on campus. We do have some that are external, but the majority of them are on campus within our schools, within our different departments. So if you're, for example, a student of law or a student of business or management and such, we often do have roles within those sectors. So you can gain more experience in what you're interested in. But also, like, we also have roles that are not in those sectors, so like admin roles or research roles. So if you're just looking to gain further experience in something, or you've never tried an admin role before and you want that chance to just see is it for you, we do have those roles that are available. Again, with the flexible hours, the roles never exceed over a couple of months, so you're not committed to something full time. So you can, obviously, we understand you have stuff like holidays and reading weeks and such, so the roles will never be too much that you can't, you know, do it alongside your studies and do it alongside your everyday life. Obviously, because they are on campus, it's also quite handy because we work with the lecturers and staff within Queen Mary. So all of our staff and all of the hiring managers are aware that you do have exams and you do have reading week and assignments that need to get done. So will never overwork you so that you can't do both at the same time. Another perk that I personally think is the highest perk of them all is our minimum wage. It's £13.99 per hour, which is the baseline, the standard. We often do have roles that go up to £15. We've had some go up to 18, 20 pounds, which per hour, which I think is really good and really useful for students who are working not so many hours a week but still want to make that money. It's definitely higher than the minimum wage and higher than the London living wage, so that's handy. So that's just a basic overview of who we are. We're a temporary jobs recruitment agency. We have a website. I can drop it in the chat afterwards so you can all click through and sign up. It would be really great if you could sign up because honestly, we have so many opportunities throughout the year that we need more people to sign up, and we would like to see more people A key thing that we do need for when you sign up is a national insurance number. Now, I understand some students don't have one or have applied for one and it hasn't arrived yet. So if you can see on the screen, I've put a temporary national insurance number, which can work for anyone. And it just follows the format of TN for temporary number and then your date of birth. So I've just put today's date, for an example, and then M or F for male or female. And that should then allow you to move on to the signing up page and sign up for QTemps. We also need a British or UK bank account, which I'm sure most of you already have. So yeah, that's a rough overview of who we are. I just wanted to, if I could change the slide, yes, show you a vacancy that we do have out open at the moment. So this is for the TEL Student Ambassador. So this works with the Technology Enhanced Learning Department. And it's a 10 to 15 hours a week role at £13.99 per hour. So would never over exceed too much of your time so that you can't do it alongside your studies. So this one's an example of a higher hours a week, but we do have ones that are say 0 hour contracts and others that are like less for 5 or 6 hours a week. This job does close on the 3rd of March. So if you are interested in applying or learning more about it, definitely make an account because you can view all the jobs that we have open through your QTemps account and definitely apply. I think 2 key things that I wanted to mention for applying for any role, not just this one in particular, is we want you to have a great CV and a great cover letter. What I mean by great is it doesn't need to be full of experience of you've done so many jobs before and you have all the experience in the world. And we want to see what experience do you have in your everyday life. So do you have, if you don't have work experience, what experience have you gained through your studies? What experience have you gained outside volunteering, for example? So it's not just a work experience that we're looking for. We're also, in terms of your cover letter, our main and important thing that we want is grammatically correct. We want it to read nicely. We want to see you're passionate. We want to see how do you fit the skills and the knowledge and the experience that we're looking for. What have you done in your life that can ticks off these boxes? Maybe you're part of that school of within the department, or you're studying in that school, so you have experience in business or management and such. But definitely I'd recommend read through, make sure your cover letter is as precise and as detailed as possible with all the ways you tick the boxes for the job. Same thing goes for your CV as well. I've just put at the bottom here the QTemps email address. So if you have any questions that we don't manage to answer today, feel free to email us. It'll be me who will probably answer it. So feel free to send us an email with any of your questions, or if you're struggling to register or you need any help with anything, feel free to email us. That's all the info I have for today. Let me stop sharing my screen and then I can take any questions if you have any. So let me see.
Does anybody want?
Hello. Can I ask some question?
Oh, in the chat. Thank you. Let me just.
Oh, there's someone that unmuted, so maybe answer his question first.
Who unmuted? Sorry.
I think their name's Amit. Amit, do you want to say your question?
Oh, no.
Anybody else want to jump in?
Hello, can I ask a question?
Yes.
So my question, I have 2 questions. Can I work in 2 jobs, like at the same time? If I apply for 2 jobs and if I approved, can I work for 2 jobs?
Okay. You can definitely work for 2 jobs. It's just you can't exceed, as you are a student, you can't exceed a certain number of hours per week. So that is 20 hours a week. But if you have one job that's 5 hours a week and another job that's 5 hours a week, 100% you can do both jobs at the same time.
Okay, and thank you. The second question is like before I applied for 3 jobs in QTemps and I was rejected, but I don't know what's the reason of that and what should I improve. Like, do you have anyone who can like give some advice? How can I improve? Like, what can I improve?
Yes, we definitely have. So sometimes for the roles that we're hiring for, sometimes we need somebody who may be a bit more specific, or we need a student from a specific school. So these, or say for your cover letter or your CV, it's not detailed enough, or it doesn't tick all the boxes. Those might be some of the reasons why we don't have why you might not have been selected. However, we do have within the careers department, we do have a CV and cover letter advisor, so people who can give you that help and can um, give you one-to-one sessions to help you better your CV and better your cover letter. So I definitely recommend you signing up for those. I believe those are on Target Connect, so you can have a look and just sign up for any one of those sessions.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you.
No worries. Do we have anybody else who wants to jump in and ask a question, or shall we go to the chats? If nobody else, I'm just going to look at the questions in the chat. So can alumni also use QTemps coming from a final year student? Yes, alumni can 100% use QTemps. We have, like I said, a variety of roles, so they're not just less hours. We do have some full-time hour roles, so definitely you can sign up after you've graduated, or even now, and then continue on a role past graduation. Let's see, any other questions? What are some tips to get a job through QTemps? Yes, a big tip, as I was saying, is ensuring your cover letter and your CV are detailed and grammatically correct and have all the experience that you have. So make sure you show why you're passionate about the role. What about this role makes you want to sign up and do this job? How do you think you can tick all the boxes? How do you what type of experience, what type of knowledge do you have that is different and unique and makes you stand out more than anything? I definitely think making sure you're reading through your CV, you're reading through your cover letter. Also tailor make these CVs and cover letters. Don't have one generic one that you just put for every single job, because every job is different. Look at the personal spec, the skills and experience that are required, which are always listed on the job advert, and tailor make your CV, tailor make your cover letter to see how can you tick all those boxes, and where have you gained experience in your studies or in your work experience that links and can match those, if that makes sense. Um, any other questions? Yes, we say questions. Can alumni also use QTemps? Yes. And what are some tips to get a job through QTemps? So as I've said, making sure your CV and your cover letter are up to date and have all your experience in. Check for jobs in QTemps, where there are usually only a few available. I've applied to over a dozen positions, but none have been successful. I only received one response informing me that I wasn't selected. Will there be more jobs? We constantly have jobs coming through QTemps. Sometimes we might not have a lot of jobs at one time, but we often have more than one coming throughout the months and such. So if one job hasn't been successful, then we do have more coming up in the future. So for example, for now, we do have the TEL student ambassador role, but we do have more in the pipelines coming up. And so just my key advice would be keep an eye on it, make sure you're regularly checking the current jobs page and applying to the ones that you think you have the experience for, because oftentimes if you're not successful, or if you've gone through to say the interviews but you haven't gone and been successful in the job, perhaps maybe you don't align entirely with the role. So gain those experiences by finding those roles that are specific, tailor-made for you. So if you want to get that admin experience, how can you tick all the boxes for the job that we have open? How do we apply? So I'll put in the chat a link for QTemps. I'm just going to put that in now. And this link, so if you just click through this link, you can sign up for QTemps. As I said, you will need a national insurance number, and you will also need a UK bank account, and then of course the regular details like your name and your date of birth and such. So those are the two main things that you will need. If you didn't manage to get a picture or a screenshot or write down the temporary national insurance number structure, feel free to email us and I can send that to you as well. So that's there in the chat for you. Let me see what other questions we have. What type of experience is valued, if any? So the type of experience we like to see a variety of experience. We don't have anything in particular that we want specifically, just depending on certain jobs. So for example, if it is a 35-hour more experienced role, somebody that we're looking for somebody who's a bit more, maybe a graduate who has a bit more experience in the working world. Of course, those different types of experience in HR or in admin or in research might be helpful. But for the general student ones, we're looking for somebody who is passionate in for the role. We've oftentimes had that are looking for students who get high grades or who can prove that their writing skills in essays and such are transferable. So I think making sure you have those generic kind of skills with communication and the writing and the administrative side of things, being able to keep up to date and be organized, those types of skills are definitely valued. But again, as I've said, the main thing to do is look at the personal spec, look at the skills and experience on the job advert, and relate that back onto your CV, relate that back onto your cover letter to show how do you have each and every skill and experience that we're looking for. Can you give me some examples of the application to acceptance ratio? I feel like I've ensured correct grammar and tailored my cover letter based on the job scope, but I've never been selected. So usually it depends. So if we, for example, have a role that is we're only looking for one person, then and 80 people have applied, then unfortunately we're going to have less people be successful. It's just because we do get a high ratio of people applying. However, we have had roles that are for 10 people. So we've had research assistants, 11 research assistants, for example. We've had 10 learner interns. I think we've just had like 13 assistant producers. So we do have different roles that have a higher number of people that we're looking to hire. And so it really depends on that, on how many people we're looking to hire and how many people have applied. Some roles we don't get as many applications for, people are just not as interested in. But I think definitely make use of the careers department, not just QTemps, but go on to Target Connect, check out the CV and cover letter workshops. If you feel like you can't get any other experience and you haven't been able to get a job, but you want to gain some experience, definitely try out our other programs. So we have stuff like SCP, which is the Student Consultancy Project, which definitely helps you gain more experience in the working world. We have Q Taster, Q Mentoring, so many different programs that you can get all under our Aspire branch that you can all get involved in and can help you gain experience, not just QTemps. So I definitely recommend checking out all of them. If we don't have any other questions, I think that's about it. I definitely recommend keeping an eye on QTemps, our current jobs page, making the most of just applying. You're definitely going to those CV and cover letter workshops, and hopefully some of you will be successful. If you have any other questions, feel free to email us. So if you don't feel comfortable shouting out here or putting it in the chat, feel free to email. If you have any issues with applying or registering, please again feel free to email us, and I'll probably be the one to reply. So it won't be like a random auto-generated email. And yeah, I think that's about it for today. Thank you all for coming. I appreciate you all coming and listening to me talk for 20 minutes. Yes, so again, you have the link in the chat. Let me see if I can send you the email in the chat, just so you have that as well. There we go. Thank you. You're very welcome. Thank you for all for joining. I appreciate it. Alrighty. I think you guys have another session maybe to get to. So thank you. Bye-bye.
Adios.
Sure, sure.
Hello? 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 Aries. People just are so annoying and stupid because this is not the link.